Alves finds him, he's onside. Just Varane maybe needed to cut across and give Sergio Ramos a little bit more protection, I felt. It's a harsh criticism of Varane, but Sergio Ramos, he cannot overcommit, but well, again, sometimes you just have to doff your hat to Messi. There's very little options for him, maybe one, and he took it and he converted. So this game on a nice edge, being competitive and regularly combative, but nothing nasty. And we'll see what gives in the second half.
Barcelona all level on the day. The return leg of the League Clásicos. Poked and started. Pepe. 18th pass, by the way, by Pepe. That's tops for Madrid. 17 in the first half, but only 6 of them were on target. However, his job is to harass and frustrate, and he's done a good job of it. Coentrao to the inside, bumped, falls into Thiago, and a restart for Real.
Fouls against Pedro, stepping across. It's a good spot by the referee. Pedro intentionally coming across the player. Lovely area to hit.
There's the roar.
Invader will be needed. After this, we will see. Mourinho would love to just rest him, but he may be needed to come in and spark the Whites. A lovely position, this.
Modric swings it into the 6, looking for Pepe for a flick. One back by Benzema.
Wasn't a bad ball from Modric, was it? Nice flighted ball in. Pepe strangely not getting that little glancing header on it.
Diego Lopez, and Mourinho seems just a bit perturbed. Rora not so much. Alves. Callejon intercepts. Pepe trying to get there but can't.
Little delicate touch from Iniesta there, just teasing it away from Real Madrid. Such tight confines, and again.
Thiago to Iniesta. No changes from the starters. Alves, Piqué, Mascherano, and Alba the back line in front of Victor Valdez. Triangle of Busquets, Thiago, and Iniesta. Trident of Messi, Pedro, and Villa. Apologies from Essien as David Villa goes down in a heap. Villa started the day wide, then migrated to the top of the attack. That kind of mirrored Pepe's move from the back line into the midfield as Essien dropped to the right back spot. You'd think that they'd try and isolate Villa against Essien, but they have not.
Okay. Unenviable position for Jordi Roja. I don't know what this was from Mascherano, or what he was thinking. Yeah, that is Jordi. A lonely position he's got as his best friend recovers in New York.
Again, they've been around forever, going back to La Masia. Ended up moving over to Figueres. Mentioned in the past their connections with Tab Ramos, the new U.S. under-20 coach. Congratulations to him getting to the World Championships in Turkey. Good ball through for Pedro, but then shut down by Varane. The flag comes up, and I'm not sure why. Varane appeared to just put his shoulder in. Pedro went flying, but Perez Lassa is going to call it. Just a little bit from behind, maybe half a stride. And from that angle, it does look like a good call.
Fabulous ball from Lionel Messi to release Pedro. And I think Pedro is very clever here. He senses that Varane is coming in square to him, and he uses him. Watch again, touches it past. He knows that this challenge is going to come across, so he feeds it past the defender, and he knows that this contact is going to be made. And both coaches see it from completely different points of view, of course. And you know what? They're both right.
It's a funny old game. Thiago. No Xavi here, so almost definitely Messi. It is just over Villa, but they call a push. It'll be a restart for Lopez. Hand on the back. Not sure why.
Well, Juventus fans watching in will be having a good laugh.
Lopez screws that one long, but it finds Piqué. Ramos back to Varane. Thiago, good work.
Oh, great skill.
Wants the return. Pedro, handball, and this one could be dangerous. If it gets by, it's Pedro and the ball.
It should be a yellow card. And
it will be.
Yeah, he's got to give this. He's fully intentional. Knows that he's been done with this little touch past him. And it may not look fully intentional because he's a master at disguising it as the world-class defender that he is. But that was accidentally on purpose. The referee not buying it.
No changes for Barcelona, as we said. For Real Madrid, still Diego Lopez, Essien, Varane, Ramos, and Coentrao. Pepe in the midfield, providing the teeth with Luka Modric. Then it's Callejon, Kaká, and Morata with Benzema at the point.
Wonderful from Thiago Alcantara to start the dominoes falling here.
Iniesta, relatively quiet in the first half.
A little bit too fine there by Sergi.
Thiago, Pedro would have expected a little bit more push from the flanks. Good play, Thiago. Driving on Coentrao. Pedro tried to sneak it in. Kept alive via Messi. Alves squared, and Messi couldn't reach it. Essien clears for a corner.
Absolutely radiant football from Barcelona. Give and go in the confines of no space, finding each other beautifully, terrorizing Real Madrid in such tight areas, pinpoint passing, but nothing at the end of it.
Eight minutes into the second half, down goes Pepe. Whistle stays silent. Iniesta was waiting for Alba, but Mascherano saves the day. Alves to Iniesta. Now it's Piqué, the big man.
Magic.
Threads it through. Varane under pressure.
Beautifully dealt with, though. Wears pressure like a pair of slippers there, Varane. David Villa cutting in behind him, and he's got to get there in the nick of time to cut that dangerous dagger ball out, and he did so wonderfully.
Barcelona has not lost any of the last 7 Clásicos that have been tied at the half. Actually won 3 or won 4 and ended up drawing the other 3. For Real Madrid, you know they'd love to win, but even then it would still be a 13-point gap. This is just try and keep the momentum going heading into Tuesday against United. Bit surprised that Ronaldo loosening up. You think they wouldn't risk an injury. Wide for Villa. Overlap for Alba, but needed more on the pass. Good cover, Callejon.
Yeah, he had the space to hit that ball into Alba's path. You're right, Phil, but the ball from David Villa not quite accurate enough to find the space beyond. Pepe holding him off here, and watch for the little flick out from Jordi Alba. It's needless. Taking on a card.
Varane. Just flicked a bit too high. Ronaldo tightening the laces, taping the ankles. Sergio with the pick. Not supposed to be allowed. Never see that called. And here's Khedira. Is this giving him a chance to loosen the legs, or is Mourinho a bit upset at the way things are going?
I think he wants to win. He wants to build this momentum and keep it going. He wants to please his crowd. Pay big money here to watch the super duper stars, and here comes the biggest of the lot. Cristiano will give all sorts of problems behind that back line. And of course Khedira will be coming in all likelihood for Callejon.
Foot race for Mascherano. Delicate touch for Alba.
Perhaps Modric. But
Khedira, one of the unsung heroes in the win at the Camp Nou. Beautiful from Messi. Finds Villa on the left.
What a tackle.
Tackle Varane.
Magical from Messi. But Varane is wonderful again, containing the World Cup winner. Beautiful ball from Lionel. The touch is divine, but Varane locks his focus, slides in beautifully to cut off the path, and it's Varane that gets the last touch. In my opinion here, that's a great tackle. David Villa's going for goal. He's the first one to it. He's arrowing it towards the back post of Lopez. But without that touch from Varane, maybe, just maybe, El Guahi gets the lead goal.
Well, looks like Morata is going to stay on the pitch as Benzema will exit, and Kaká exits relatively invisible. It'll be Khedira's job to show strong in the midfield, although with Modric, will it be the Croatian or the German that steps a bit higher into a playmaking role? Early chance now for Ronaldo against Piqué.
Nothing.
Enough, says Perez Lassa, and a card against Piqué.
Wow. Well, in live time I called the penalty in the Copa del Rey, and it seemed an absolute penalty in live time. I'm not so sure about this one. Take a look. There's very little there. He goes in though. There's very, very little. I'm not so sure about that one, I've got to say. I think Cristiano knows it as well. Well, Piqué, again, he pulls out. I think he's going down ahead of any sort of contact whatsoever, in my opinion. But again, the referee right on top of it saw something from his angle that he felt was fully intentional.
Iniesta and Pedro draw the short straw. Blasted in by Ronaldo. Cleared only as far as Coentrão. Callejon made the run, but the Portuguese wingback didn't see him. Back to Essien. Varane pushing forward. Callejon can't find him. Now he does. Back for Pepe. Back heel. Callejon, but too far for Ronaldo. Making it up as they go along.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do in our game. And they do this beautifully. Pepe tries to get a delicate touch. Doesn't, but he gets enough on it to usher it back to Callihan. Callihan knows exactly where the Dark Invader is arriving, and he's just missing the train. Unlucky. Intention was right. The touch and the angle a little bit too heavy.
Ball forward, chested back from Villa. If history is a guide, David Villa maybe only has a couple of minutes left to prove himself here, but no sign of action from the Barcelona bench just yet.
Well, I think David Villa is just getting warmed up.
Thiago. All the way back for Piqué.
You've seen a couple of his runs absolutely losing
Alves.
the Real Madrid defenders, but not Varane.
Pedro dispossessed. Good hustle again, Morata. By the way, best defensive player for Real Madrid, Morata today, winning 9 of 11 challenges.
Aye, aye.
Here, Ronaldo going in on Mascherano, former Man U, taking out the former Liverpool star. Not much there, but enough, said the ref. Just one defeat in league for Barcelona. That's Sociedad. They've been drawn twice. Of course, one of those, the first Clásico. Meanwhile, Real Madrid has not lost at home this season. 30 minutes more. Will this one end level? Funny thing is, you kind of have a feeling Atletico Madrid rooting for Real Madrid. The two rivals, the two Copa del Rey finalists.
That's beautifully won by Dani Alves, and this could be a card here.
And it will against Coentrao.
Coentrao locks his focus on the ball. It's flighted above. Dani Alves, the first one jumping in, and Coentrao's arm is raised. And again, really need for it, but he's going to get called every time that he went in with his arms down. It would have been no contest.
I think he's looking down the bench just to see if Marcelo appeared, but not today. Coentrao's done well over these two matches. That one just a bit reckless. Launched in for Lopez, 6'5". Not gonna beat him on a ball like that in the air. Look at Varane step forward. Ball carries long. It's a throw-in for Barca, but Ronaldo also first to the scene as Real putting the pressure on. Who will be the third sub? Higuain and Özil. Adriano loosening up for Barca.
And Alexis Sanchez.
Kept in by Callejon for Modric, who's assumed the offensive duties since Kaká departs.
Been having a good game. By his standards this year, he's certainly been one of his better performances, Modric. Decent on the ball. Certainly been breaking up a lot of Barcelona attacks.
Ball in for Morata. Keeps it alive, Morata. Bangs it
Still
off,
alive.
and it probably should have been a corner kick, but they're saying it never went out.
Never went out by a long way.
Blasted long by Ramos, kept alive Modric. Callejon denied. Where you talk about Modric, so many focused in on that battle with Mesut Özil for the offensive role, but he was brought in many ways for insurance for Xabi Alonso, who still sees his contract run out after next season. No extensions yet.
Well, if there's any sanity whatsoever in Real Madrid, they'll lock up Xabi Alonso.
Good
this
step
is a
up
yellow
Pepe.
card here for Thiago Alcantara, who sees Pepe step in a little bit too quick for Thiago's liking. Nobody else attacking it. He knows the big man's going to get past him, so he takes one for the team here in a dangerous position.
Ray, for all of his skills, those are things you would not see Xavi Hernandez have to do. Still some learning to do. Whole ball has to go over, and Alba kept it in. 65th minute. Alcantara, Piqué, and Alba with yellows for Barca, Ramos and Coentrao on the other side. It's Ronaldo, and Valdez has to dive back to his right to slap it away.
Oh, does he? I'm not so sure. Does he dive? I think his placement is so perfect here. Take a look, and it's just the reactions of his arms coming up. It's a fizzer sent towards him, but his reaction is all with his upper body. Brilliant by
curled in.
Victor doing
Piqué.
Enough. That was an absolute blur coming at him.
Pedro, and he was being held by Khedira.
Ball being kicked away there by Khedira. Barcelona arguing a little bit pettily, perhaps, but they've got an argument. They wanted to take the ball quickly. It looked like it was an arguable handball there by Pedro. So I think the referee taking both into account, perhaps.
Temperature above 50, clear skies, low humidity, glorious day. But will one of these teams be celebrating more than the other? Down goes Pedro.
A last warning delivered to Morata from behind here. Clips him once, and then the second one as the ball's going away through Pedro. The referee allowing the youngster a bit of a break there.
Piqué.
Real Madrid really pressing the issue here, rightfully so, at home and playing very, very well, but they are pressing very, very high in attack as well. You'd think that a good occasion for somebody with real pace like this man has, and Barcelona have a similar type in Alexis Sanchez in terms of the whip at speed. Oh, I wonder, there you go, right on time, and I never seen him warming up. Well, I saw him warming up, but I knew he'd be the one. That's a shame you called this one, Phil, as well. El Guaje being giving the shepherd's hook. Well, plenty of pace and danger and fizz with Alexis. We'll see how he produces it from the bench. Fresh and fighting fit. He's had his starts and he's disappointed with his finishing time and time again, Alexis Sanchez, but here he'll be needed to really get behind this back line of the Whites.
Ball launched, caressed down by Callejon.
Did well.
Alba
tackle.
just steps in.
Wonderful turn.
Thiago to Messi. 9 goals, 7 assists in 13 Clásicos of the Bernabeu. Morata, well, as you said, persistent infringement.
Yeah.
Got the caution, my words, and didn't pay attention. Ray, no cards in the first half of play. Midway through the second half, we've now seen 6. Coentrao exits, Arbeloa enters, and he will likely swing to his off foot on the left side. They had that Essien experiment there. It didn't go too well. Alvaro Arbeloa, arguably Spain's best defender in the summer. Got off to a bit of a rough start with Real Madrid, but seems to have developed a bit of a nasty streak.
Well won there by Morata.
Ronaldo through 3 and tries to go near post, but Valdez had it covered.
It was wonderfully won by Morata, and he sets off the Dark Invader beautifully. Lovely run, brilliant control, His final touch here is wonderful to get past Piqué, but the angle just too acute, and Piqué covering it. There's the earlier howitzer, and there's the second one. Beautiful. Second replay, beautiful save from Victor. Again, looking at it from side view doesn't do it quite the justice, because the goalkeeper seeing that coming at him square on, very, very difficult to lock your focus and adjust your body and your arms to get to that. Victor Valdez doing it beautifully.
Ronaldo scoring on Tuesday in the Cup, that 6th straight at the Camp Nou. Messi scoring here in the first half. That's what, 5 of the last 6. Messi thought Alba might stay wide. Instead, a pass to Callejon.
Poor ball by Lionel, usually angles that perfectly for Jordi Alba, who was running in, get behind that back line. A poor ball by Leo.
Essien gets taken down. His Madrid teammates jumping in, saying that Messi should go in the book. Bit of a shoulder, but didn't appear to be contact. Apologies from the Argentine. And Ray, again, it's just boggles the mind. Get to the record book in a moment. Ooh, bounces over Piqué, a bit casual.
Again, lovely touch by Modric. Run back.
Thiago. Piqué again. Seems to have switched off. Busquets for Thiago. Again. Good hustle, Callejon. Well, that's what you want coming off the bench. And now from the starting position, Callejon still providing it 71 minutes in. Lionel Messi now 207 goals. You could see just 12 back of Kini, who's in 6th place all time.
Good touch
by the end of the year. Wide for Alves, into the middle, headed back for Messi at the top of the 18. Busquets for Thiago. And it just trickles away. The legendary Cesar just 16 goals in front. 4 above that is Di Stefano, who's in 4th place. And again, it is all but definite that Telmo Sada will be passed, and maybe as soon as next year. Just 44 in front of him, and he's only 25.
Jordi Alba, Jordi Roja rather. Wonderful seeing him, sensing that moment is good for Barcelona. With balls like that, poor giveaway by Thiago. Roja impelling his team to come on and find a little bit more.
Khedira.
Can it find themselves too far stretched, though? Not with Cristiano on the field now.
Got there before Alexis. Back for Diego Lopez. Many ways a pickup that Real Madrid wasn't planning on, but it might go down as one of the best. They've been talking about a backup for Casillas for years, and now Iker getting healthy. I have a feeling Lopez is going to be sticking around, kind of providing that Pinto role. Chipped by Ramos delicately to Pepe. Pedro's still down. Launched, but a grab by Callejon, rifled, and Valdez, even if it wouldn't have count, doesn't want to take a chance. Spectacular.
Decisions got against Callejon here. I didn't see much at all there. A little bit more there by Arbeloa, but a free ball won nicely again by Modric.
Modric with Ronaldo on his inside. Drops it Gets it back, the former Spur weaving his way, but has to settle for the throw.
And successfully tenacious today, Modric. That's what it was. Arms around Jordi Alba, but it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Pepe with Messi and Iniesta challenging. After United, a bit of a breather on the road at Celta, and then at home against Mallorca, and then back on the road against Zaragoza. The league pretty much a formality, especially if Real Madrid can't get 3 points here. Khedira, Pepe, Ronaldo. For Barcelona, again, midweek breather, then Deportivo, but then what is arguably the biggest match they have for the rest of the season at home against Milan, trying to overturn a 2-0 deficit. Could argue that's the only game that matters the rest of the year for Barca. Pepe outside of the boot, finds Morata. What a stop by Victor Valdez.
What a ball from Pepe. Absolutely brilliant from the Portuguese defender. Take a look at this. Fabulous ball with the outside of his foot. Morata does brilliantly. Maybe could have done better, but Victor Valdez attacks the space. Morata goes upstairs instead of cushioning it down right here on the half volley. He lets it bounce. He's got to go high. And the save is made, but what a ball from the Portuguese. Peach of a ball from Pepe.
This will swing away off the corner. Morata again.
Outside of the foot as well. He'll be having a laugh about that in the showers with the boys.
Well, he is Brazilian born.
It's that pace from Sanchez, but Callejon sticking with him and then gifting it back with, again, just slack defending. He's done wonderful here, Callejon, to track this greyhound down and stay with him, but there's no need. There's that lovely ball. It's inch perfect from Pepe. That's a difficult ball, but credit Victor Valdez, and he cannot believe the kid missed it. He supplied the first one, Pepe supplies the second one, but Morata not able to put the finishing touch.
Maybe could have brought it down and gone around Valdez, but at just 20, maybe a bit of panic. Will it cost them? Barcelona with the restart. The free kick only about 10 yards from the end line and a couple from the sideline. Pedro's day is over. Adriano will check in.
Having a wonderful season. Adriano Correa. Danger, this man. Make no mistake.
Ball driven in, diving punch Lopez.
Great punch.
Launched by Alves into the stands.
This ball played it in. Diego comes and catches it right on the sweet spot with both fists. Not easy sometimes. You see a lot of them just glance off the goalkeeper's gloves, but Diego Lopez doing beautifully there, showing his experience.
On the way for Barcelona as Morata draws another foul. Cesc and Teo, the two attacking options, still available on the bench.
There's very little there. Not so sure about that one. Let's take a look. Well, hands again raised onto the player, making it easy for the referee. See it so often. This is danger.
Ozil and Higuain available for Real if they wish. Valdez wants the wall positioned a bit more to the left. Ball flipped up off the header from Ronaldo.
Well, the ball is quality gone in, and they attack it nicely. Good delivery from Modric. Again, finds his target, but a little too heavy with the touch. Almost impossible header to find the back of the net. But that's what Cristiano was going for, just a little touch. That's too much on it.
9 shots, only 1 went in, and it was textbook Morata to Benzema. At this point, talk about players that might be on the leave. Xabi Alonso for Real Madrid a year from now, but Victor Valdez could be heading into his final months with Barcelona. Club saying that they're still willing to put an offer on the table, but a bit of wanderlust from the 31-year-old.
Play by Thiago.
Alves cuts it away from Pepe. Outside of the boot for Messi, but shy. Essien gives it up to Alexis, but he can't control it himself. Ray Word out of Germany, a pre-contract with the young German international Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Very good keeper. Still, was it 2021? So much in the future, but it's asking a lot to step in for Victor Valdez, who seemed to the manor born. For Barcelona, to the farmhouse born. Essien apparently taking a hit across the face. Aureli Altamira playing the right ear of Jordi Aurora. Might have gotten poked in the eye. Nothing intentional from Alexis. Aitor Karanka, the former Rapid. Wonder what will happen with him if Mourinho does depart. Already using all 3 of their subs if Essien cannot continue. There. Arbeloa already playing on the other flank. Nine minutes left in regulation. Well, at this point, it's not a defeat. It's grabbing a point in enemy territory. But does it do enough for Barcelona? Ooh. Well, there's your answer. What a ball for Ramos.
Beautiful glance from Sergio to steal the thunder and put thunder into the hearts of Real Madrid fans. Again, a player that's playing so well here today, excuse me, is the deliverer. Modric is a beautiful ball sent in. As Sergio meets it with perfect timing and perfect placement. Side netting. And a beautiful touch header. Look at the power. And then look at the placement. The power's in the leap. He attacks this ball beautifully. And then there's a fine header. Wonderful from the World Cup winner, who sends his World Cup winning teammates wearing the Blaugrana into misery. An indefensible header. Piqué rises as best as he could, but the placement of Modric's corner kick was superlative. The armband is kissed. The celebration is molten. Wonderful from Sergio. The fine corner kick sent in from a man, as I said, having the best game he's had in a white shirt, and doing it with nastiness about him as well, which is part of Modric's way.
4th goal of the season for Ramos. But as it was with Benzema, it was all in the delivery, and now...
Oh, I don't know about it all in the delivery, Phil. He's got a lot to do to meet the ball, and then that header is absolutely as good as you could get. It doesn't get any better than that, and that's truly textbook finishing from Ramos. The leap in itself, he does well, but the guidance to the back post of Valdez was just a perfect 10.
Teo on the sideline. The final wild card in Jordi Roda's hand. But Barcelona might be up the river if they can't find an equalizer.
Sublime header. And replay that over and over. The Madridistas is certainly, I mean, we saw Varane score a couple of wonderful headers as well from free play and set plays. It'll be very, very hard push to say that that one is as good as you get from Sergio Ramos.
All around the world.
And they picked him up. They put the biggest, strongest defender that Barcelona have right on him. Piqué did admirably. Look at that. He's just meant it to win it upstairs. There's more desire. He attacks this ball. He's running onto it. Piqué's running back against it. He's got that run onto the ball, which is everything. But then the placement is required, and that ain't so easy.
Thiago exits, Theo in, throwing not caution to the winds, but everything they can into attack. Ronaldo lifting it in, calling for a handball. No, says Perez Lassa. Ray, again, we're talking about a team that, even if they face defeat here today, would have a 13-point edge on Real and still double digits against Atletico, most likely. But a lot of questions around this Barcelona team right now. You can't really fault Jordi Roda. He was thrown in at the deep end, supposed to be the right-hand man, the sounding board for Tito Villanova, but thrown into the fire. Theo drops it back. Alba into the box. Alexis on the turn. Poked away. Modric trying to start a break. Now it's Pepe. Morata. Ronaldo dying of hunger, but he's going to have to wait for the free kick.
Morata does so well here, pulling back against the run of play, puts the brakes on and invites the challenge from Adriano, who steps in and clips him. Wonderful from the kid again, inside of the box. Callejon comes across, clean as a whistle, and then here Dani Alves leaves one in. Remember how many bad words those two characters had amongst each other? That's all forgotten now. That's Mourinho's way. Gets under your skin to get more out of you. And again, Cristiano lines up the 7-step back, a little gunslinger pose, and Victor knows.
Ronaldo off the corner of the crossbar. Rebound. Pepe squirts wide.
This
inches away.
Less power about Cristiano, and it pays dividends nearly. This is placement. He caresses this one beautifully. Wonderful dynamic on it. Strikes through the ball at the center position the way only Cristiano can, the only way he knows how. It's beautiful, and strikes the upright and crossbar.
Essien intercepts.
Inches away from putting this game to bed.
Well, 3-1 in the cup. They got there a different way. They almost got there off that free kick. Shy of Adriano, who now has to retreat. Morata stops and starts. Piqué with him stride for stride. Alves with the push on Ronaldo.
See, there's a delicacy there. He knows he doesn't need to get too much power behind it. Look at the placement. Wonderful, unique technique of Cristiano.
Into the corner. Tackled away, but it will be another corner. And the big men come up. Remember, Varane scoring in both legs of the cup with Ronaldo and Ramos. A lot of weapons for Real.
Pepe had a wonderful chance to follow it up.
Launched again, but it just over Pepe. Callejon flies through, saying there's a deflection, and the ref agrees. Just wonder where this Madrid was against the likes of Getafe and Granada and Betis. They were closer.
At the start of the season, more importantly, Phil, and look at the points that dropped at the outset of this season. That's where Real Madrid lost, well, in all likelihood, La Liga. Cannot believe this unfolding again, but this team stood up well here tonight, but caught Real Madrid again in fine fettle, even though it's not their strongest team. Barcelona not able to respond, but this man did. Nothing there. Oh,
another yellow. This one against Busquets. And Ray, getting back to what you're talking about.
Against Dani Alves. Dani Alves reaches in. I thought he got the ball against Cristiano. Gets the ball, but then he follows through. Take a look at it again. Reaches past, gets the ball, but then he certainly follows through and catches him.
Ray, getting back to your point at the start of the season, first 4 games, 12 points on the line. They only won 4 of them.
Right.
You turn those around, add those 8 points to their haul right now, and there would be a battle. Two minutes left in injury time. Barcelona trails. Ronaldo and Real looking to write it in the scorebook. About 30 yards from the center of the goal on an angle. It's Ronaldo. Slapped away Valdez. Busquets with a touch. Modric. Chance on the break for Alexis, but he's tripped up by Arbeloa.
Fully intentional. Again, Arbeloa knowing exactly what he's going to do. He gets the machete out. As Alexis touches it by him, he knows full well, and he comes across with a cynical hack to the Chilean right there.
Rifled across. Adriano gets it back, cuts in, tripped up by Ramos, but the ref's not going to call it. It looked like there was contact. Instead, it's Ramos off to the races. That's worth another 3 or 4 looks. Adriano appeared to be in, and Mascherano, actually Iniesta, letting the referee know what he thinks about it.
Well, the camera will not lie. Take a look. Adriano going by. Is he looking for it? Certainly. Is there contact made on his running legs? Absolutely. Referee says it was accidental. It was unintentional. Sergio Ramos gambling and getting away with one.
So close.
I'm not so sure if this wouldn't have been a penalty at the other end. I have to say it.
Kind of hard to run when your leg is blocked. Ramos got his foot there a step late.
Certainly knows that the challenge is coming, but the leg is there. It's outstretched. Adriano's legs are in full flight.
Morata heading it back. It's a game of keep away for Real Madrid now. And the whistle blows, but for Barcelona, it comes too late. 2-1 Real Madrid.
Sweet victory for Real Madrid. Very, very contentious. Call not given. Well, I tell you what, Mourinho won't be arguing about the referees here tonight. There'll be debate over it, and the Whites will be saying there wasn't any intention, there was no contact. Barcelona fans will be saying the diametrical opposite. Who's right? Well, the referee is never wrong. The referee's situation is called upon to make a flash decision. He makes it. Inarguably, even when the referee is wrong, he's right, because all that matters is his decision. He'll have a look at it in his locker room again, but he was well positioned. But it was a good game. Wasn't the greatest Clásico we've ever seen, and it was close, right down to the last baby's breath. But the Madridistas still reveling in the wonderful season now that they are having. They're bubbling up, they're headed towards Manchester, and they have never looked better in so many ways. Sergio Ramos starts it off, asks Alvaro Morata, what have you got, kid? Morata says, I got this. Ben says, merci beaucoup. Beautiful ball. Again, lovely reach in by Sergio Ramos and feeds him. Dani Alves backs off, casual. And this was 6 minutes in. Cold here, Dani Alves, allowing the youngster too much or not enough respect. The ball bent around Barcelona into straight for Big Ben's. Again, wriggling free is Lionel Messi. Quiet in the second half, but not in the first with this. He's got a lot to do. Varane doesn't come across for cover, and Messi makes Sergio Ramos his little lollipop. But Sergio Ramos would have the last lick. Beautiful rising. Emotion like molten out of a volcano. Fabulous header this. Watch this all day. Look at it. He guides it in with his eyebrows. Heavenly from Sergio, and Barcelona. No response in the end. No penalty given. It's Real Madrid's day again.
Perez Lassa has not given a penalty against either Real or Barcelona since 1998. Might not have had a better opportunity than here today, but it wasn't to be, and it's not Barcelona again. Real Madrid with its second straight Clásico, 2-1.